What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Kaiza-Sama, and we are back with another Dragon Ball Daima episode review. So if you guys are new here, drop that like and sub, and make sure you got those post notifications on so you know whenever I drop a new video. Now, as we jump right into it, we are picking up right where we left off from last week's episode. So there is no more filler. None of that mess is going on. This is straight just going right into the climax of the final episodes of the arc. From here on out, we have 4 episodes left after this one. So, I'm pretty hyped to see what we have coming up next. Now, as for this episode review, like I said, we do pick up where we basically defeated the Genmari army that Goma has set out to fight our Z fighters. So with that being said, they have now defeated them, along with the help of Pansy's dad too. I did forget to mention he did kind of assist them in that. Now, we do end up seeing that once they are done, they're trying to figure out if they're going to go get the Dragon Ball or if they're going to actually go save Dende first. So they do decide that they are going to go save Dende first. But we end up seeing that our boy Degesu, he has his own plans in mind, and we will actually see his individual plans actually come into basically just being exposed to the light now, because this whole time throughout the season, we've been, kind of suspecting that Degesu has had his own plans in the shadows, and that is now being revealed. So he does go to Dende's room, baby Dende. He goes to his, what's it called? I can't even think of the baby bed name, but he goes to his bed, he picks up Dende, and he plans to take him hostage. Now, once, Goku and the gang, they get to the gates, they do eventually run into this, basically Demon World Ginyu Force, the Genmari force of Goma that he hired. And basically, like I said from last episode, I told you guys they aren't really going to be making, too big of like a problem for the Z fighters. Literally, Goku and Piccolo says, they basically leave it to Vegeta to take care of these guys. So they basically hop out of the view. Vegeta walks up to him, and he basically just straight works all of these Genmari Force guys, and he takes them down with no issue. And once he actually takes him down, like I said, he doesn't even have to go Super Saiyan. He just goes straight in to just, like a powered up base mode, and he takes down all these guys, without a sweat. So once they are out of the way, we do see they are entering the castle. And once they actually get in, they are trying to pinpoint where Dende is. And, it takes them a little minute, but, once Goku actually focuses, Goku's trying to sit here and eat these bag of chips and stuff. But we do pan to a scene where there is a girl that Degesu hired to bring him the third eye. So that was really Degesu's plan all along. He wanted this third eye to himself, and he had plans to, potentially get his hands on it before Goma ever did. So that is where this girl comes from, this demon girl that looks like a daughter of like Toa or something from Super Dragon Ball Heroes. She actually, is being hired from Degesu. So, like I said, we see that she plans to bring Degesu this belt. And once Goku actually gets a read on where Degesu is, they catch up to him finally, and we see that Pansy is kind of trailing behind them because they did split up earlier because Bulma, kind of suggested that they need to split up so they don't look so obvious and stand out. So they did split up, and they ended up catching up to Degesu just in time before he gets on the plane. And once they finally do catch up to him, he reveals that he wants to be the Demon King of the Demon Realm. So, like I said, that was his whole plan. He wants the third eye for himself. He reveals the plan to Goku, Vegeta, Supreme Kai, Piccolo, everybody, that's standing there right there. We all basically find out what his plan is. And, Degesu kind of taunts his brother, Supreme Kai, and how, he's the distinguished older brother and acting like what does he really do on the outside world and stuff, trying to flip it on him, trying to gaslight him a little bit. And once we see that not only did Pansy sneak up there, but also did Glorio, and Glorio actually ends up using what's his name, Hibis's little bouncy hat. He uses his bouncy hat to catch Degesu off guard. And while all of this is going down, we do see that Goma is watching this, and Goma actually ends up seeing that Degesu actually has his own plans. And, once Goma actually sees all this, he really gets kind of teed off. And, he knows now that he can no longer trust, Degesu. So I feel like this is actually going to be the last episode where Goma and Degesu are actually like together as like a pair. You know what I mean? As far as like getting to the climax of like the final fight and everything that's going to, take place within episodes 18 and 19 more than likely. Don't get me wrong though, by the end of this episode, getting into like the review cap for like the next episode, we see that next episode, bro, exactly what I predicted. We're basically going to see the beginning fight of, the whole climax of this Daima arc of episodes. So I'm pretty hyped for what's coming up next. This episode, I know it seems like a filler, but it's really not. It's really giving us that, kind of like that foreplay action of really leading us into, all the action that we're going to be due to getting for next episode. But like I was saying, Goma, he actually sees, Degesu's plans through the little universal screen room that he always sits in. And once he sees that Degesu's plans are actually being spoiled by the Z Fighters, like I said, Glorio, he throws the hat and throws it in Degesu's face. And it causes Degesu to throw Dende in the air, but Pansy catches him and saves the day for, Dende. And the Z-Fighters actually end up putting Degesu in kind of like these Demon World cuffs, I guess, as like he's under arrest or something by these other demon guards. So they take away Degesu. And once Goma sees all this play out, he's, happy that Degesu got caught or whatever, but then the girl shows up with the third eye. So now Goma finally sees the third eye in person. He's hype. He's getting his hands on the third eye, and he tells the demon girl that she can take, whatever she wants from the next room. I'm assuming he has just a whole bunch of riches and stuff in the next room. So he tells her, you can take anything from the room, whatever. He just wants the eye. That's the main goal, the main initiative that Goma has been after. So we finally see that Goma is the one who gets his hands on the third eye and not Degesu. So as Degesu is being taken away, they do end up seeing that they need to actually go to the first Dragon Ball that's, within the square. I guess it's like not like the town hall area, but like the square where, I guess everybody hangs out and all that. But once they get there and they see the first Tamagami, they notice that the Dragon Ball is not there. Now, Vegeta and Goku don't notice this, and it kind of flips me out because they're literally like standing there, like staring at this dude. And it's like, bro, do y'all not notice the Dragon Ball is not there? Because it takes a few seconds, and then Pansy, she stares at the Tamagami, and she notices that the Dragon Ball is not there. She calls it out, and then everybody's just all so surprised. But I'm like, Goku and Vegeta literally looked this man dead in his eye, and clearly, if you just look close enough, you can tell no Dragon Ball was inside this damn Tamagami's chest. But Pansy points it out, and then Dr. Arensu makes her arrival with Majin Ku and Majin Du, and she shows them that she actually has the first Dragon Ball. So once we see that she actually holds, the first Dragon Ball in her possession, everybody's kind of, surprised to see her show up. And I'm getting Degesu and Glorio mixed up for some reason. Glorio, he actually, witnesses Dr. Arensu show up with the Dragon Ball, and he's getting nervous and everything because next episode, we're going to eventually see Glorio's intentions, really be revealed to the light. And I feel like everybody's going to officially see that Glorio is not this guy that he, tries to pose to be, either in this next episode or in episode 18, we're going to eventually see that from Glorio. So I'm pretty hyped to see how that actually plays out. Now, we do end up seeing how, we really are going to be kind of left on like a cliffhanger as far as like these two groups meeting up, Dr. Arensu and the Majin Buu creations and the Z Fighters. They're really going to be left on that cliffhanger for the next episode. And for the rest of this episode, we see how Goma is trying to get this eye out of this belt. He finally gets it out by using a freaking plunger. It's very unsanitary, very, very unsanitary. You using a plunger for something that you're about to put inside of your forehead. So he tells the girl to actually put the eye inside of his forehead because I guess it has to be done by somebody else. It makes sense. But the girl says, it's too nasty. So she charges him money to do this. So Goma gets annoyed and promises, her whatever. And once she puts the eye inside of his forehead, we see that this eye is not just some ordinary eye. This eye actually transforms Goma to just enormous, proportions of sizes. And it really, if you've seen Super Dragon Ball Heroes and you remember that giant, what was it, like a giant android or something from those two twins that fused? It was like one of the first arcs of Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and MUI Goku was fighting her. And, it really reminds me of this moment right here. It made me think back to like, okay, what other moment did they really have a giant, antagonist like this? And there was that one giant being in the Tournament of Power. I can't think of his name right now, but there was like another giant being from there. But besides that, I can't really think of any other giant beings. Some people might recall of some others down in the comments, but those were the main two that kind of stuck out in my mind when I saw Goma get to this size. So Goma does grow to this just enormous size of just being this giant, and that's basically what the third eye does. But I know it's probably more than likely going to give him way more power than what we've seen, just from like not just from like the growth, but as far as his dark magical energy and his power. We're definitely going to get a taste of that within the next episode. So we do basically end off the episode with Goma growing to this huge size. He looks evil. He looks like this is going to be probably the top villain, as all people, a lot of people really suspected that Goma was not going to be the final villain. But in fact, he more than likely probably is going to be the final villain, because he's going to probably, be orchestrating all this dark energy, around the demon world, while Goku and the gang are basically fighting Dr. Arensu and the Majin Buu creations. And, it's basically going to be a one-step, two-step fight where they got to defeat them. Then they're going to have to defeat Goma. And then I'm, kind of suspecting in episode 20, that's when they're going to be getting out of the demon realm, making it back to the human world. Everybody's back to normal and stuff like that. Now, as far as like, is something going to happen to where their memory is wiped? I'm not too sure, because it would kind of make sense why people would bring up, well, are they going to talk about this in the future and stuff like that in Dragon Ball Super? That's what we have to kind of like stay tuned for, because I told y'all way before we got into these like reviews of these episodes that this series is going to tie into Dragon Ball Super eventually. So that's why I feel like, I'm not saying you have to watch this to be a true Dragon Ball fan, but if you really want to know what's going on, bro, then you really are gonna have to tap in with this series, man. I'm telling you, it's fire, bro. Like every week when I hear the intro, I get hype, bro. Like dead ass, I get hype every time I hear the damn intro. But like I said, let me know down in the comments what your theories are for the next few episodes. We only have 4 episodes left of Daima. We are getting down to it. We are getting to the finale. So, without further ado, like I said, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. And I will see you guys in next week's episode review. You guys stay tuned, stay safe, be safe, and peace.